Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I am Richard. I hope you're ready to getting down and dirty today because we're going to talk about Catapillar. This is a game where you portray as a caterpillar trying to survive in the harsh environment of a garden. You need to dodge the wasps, you need to dodge the other players, try not to get eaten, and also try to eat the other players. And if you're lucky, you might just win the game and evolve to a beautiful little butterfly. Today, I'm going to show you the setup of this game. I'm going to show you the gameplay, go through some of the rules. So let's just take a look at it. So this is the gaming area. Over here, you have a 16 by 16 grid, and this will be the garden. You need to place out 4 flowers on the flower pictures in the middle of the garden. You need to pick a caterpillar head. This is a 3-player game, so here we start on P9, on H16, and on A8. We all get one little wasp. We put the big beautiful butterfly up here by the board. 4 more wasps up here. We mix these blue letter tokens. There's 16 of these. And if you're a 2-player game, you should have 12. If you're a 3-player game, you should have 14. And if you're a 4-player game, you should have all 16. You should also mix up the orange ones here with the numbers on them. Here you should have all the 16. You put out the rest of the flowers down here on the flower bed. And each player needs to pick out a color for their caterpillar body and put them on the color on the board. The person who has most recently been in the garden goes first, which means that this time I start. If nobody had been in the garden for a while, well, you just choose randomly. And now we go into the actual gameplay. So I go first, obviously, and the first thing I need to do is to roll this nifty little dice here to see how many steps my little caterpillar can move in the garden. I got number 3. I got number 3, which lets my head move 3 spaces. I cannot move diagonal, but I can move horizontal and vertical. So I want to move 3 steps over here. 1, 2, 3. I started at A8 and went over to A11. Now I need to take my caterpillar body color and fill up the spaces that I have moved. So now I have moved my little caterpillar and I feel quite happy about my movement. I could have chosen to turn if I wanted to, or go the other direction, just not diagonal. And this is the way movement works in Catapillar. You move your spaces and then you fill up the spaces that you have gone through with your body color. Meaning that if you would have rolled 5, for example, you could have chosen to go 3 steps horizontally and 2 steps vertically, and then fill up the spaces with your body color. But I'm done with my movement and I'm quite happy about it. But as you might have noticed, I rolled a number 3. And number 3 contains a flower. This is the only number on the die containing a flower. This means that I get to place a flower from the flower bed. Now we need to figure out where we can place our little flower. The way we do this is we take the topmost blue letter and the topmost orange number, and then we get a letter and a number series. We take our little flower from the flower bed, we find the letter, and then we find the number and put the flower on that spot. Whenever a caterpillar ends up on a flower, the turns stop. Even if you have more movements left, you need to stop right there. You pick up the little flower and turn it around to expose the little wasp here on the back side. Now this is your wasp, and you can use that one on a later turn. You also get to fill up your body from the behind here to make the body longer, extending your caterpillar. But you also get to place a new flower. So you take again the topmost blue one here with the letters on them, and then you take the top orange ones with the numbers on them. J14. You take a flower from the flower bed, find the corresponding number, and then you put your flower on that space. But this one is occupied. So what do? Do we throw the flower away? Well, God, no. We find a space nearby the number we were supposed to put it, and then we put it there instead. So on your turn, you get to move, but like I said, you also get to choose a little wasp here to place out somewhere in the garden. These wasps blocks off the path for your opponents. You cannot go through one of these. So now this player is stuck. They're going nowhere. But what happens? Will they exit the game? Will they lose? Unfortunately, no. They get a chance to rejoin. But this turn they need to take away their little head and their body. And on the next turn, they get to take their head and rejoin somewhere along the edges of the garden. They do not get to roll their dice that turn, but they do get to place a little wasp if they want to. Caterpillars are cannibals, which means that I can eat my opponent. So if I move my caterpillar on my opponent's head or body, I get to take one of their body parts and extend my own caterpillar. The opponent would need to remove their head and body from the game. They get to rejoin the game on their next turn by placing their head alongside the edges of the garden, but they do not get to roll on this turn. The game ends when a player managed to get out all of their 5 body parts and connect them to their caterpillar. Then that player would be the winner. But the game can also end if a player wants to place a flower, but there's no letters or numbers left. Then the game would end and the one who has the longest caterpillar would win the game. But if it's a tie, then these 2 players need to keep on battling until one of them eventually is the longest. The winner would then turn into a beautiful little butterfly and hear songs sang about them for eternity. So that was the basic setup for more unexperienced players, but there are these tiles as well. So once you have played the game a few times and get into it and really know the rules and how you want to play, these are more advanced setups for you. And on the back side, there's different challenges for you as well, making the game a little bit harder. So there you have it, people. That was Catapillar for you. A cute little peaceful game. I mean, you battle the other players and you compete against each other, but it's a really peaceful little experience just moving your little caterpillar around, trying to make them grow and eventually eat some flowers and turn into a butterfly. This is really a game for the whole family, and my son was 7 years old. He had no problem figuring this one out whatsoever. So you could play this with your whole family, and I think pretty much anyone can enjoy this game. Doesn't take that long to play, doesn't take that long to set up. Like I said, the game will be out later this year. I will put the links down here in the description for you to check it out. So that was the video for this week, people. If you liked it, please comment down in the comment section here. Tell me what you thought about it. Give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please press the subscribe button here and support the channel. It really makes a difference. Until next week, take care.